7 pounds of ceremonial chocolate. Let's talk all things cacao and life as we demold these beauties. I think this is the last batch that I made before my 1,000-pound batch arrives from Peru. We've got roses, we've got spirals, we've got big roses. Oh, and hearts. Wow, look at this beauty. It took me many hours to learn tempering, and then yesterday I messed it up. I messed it up because temperature has been all over the place, and as a result, I've been switching the system in my house, the air system, from cool to hot, back and forth. And when it came to tempering this, which is after the cacao has been refined for over 24 hours, typically, actually, I do it for 48. It makes it so smooth and creamy, and all the acidity leaves the chocolate. After that, I do a series of bringing it to a certain temperature and then lowering it back down. I do 118 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I lower it to 84. That process takes like an hour. And then I bring it back to 89 very quickly, and then it is considered to have made it to a formation of crystal type 5. Sounds fancy, huh? And it's considered tempered, which makes it more stable, it makes it more smooth, gives it that snap. These first ones seem better tempered, like you can see by the shininess of it. I poured it all into my molds after doing the whole temperature dance. And then what happened is that I left to go outside. Didn't realize it was 78 degrees in the house, and it needs to be around 72 for chocolate to fully be tempered. And I came back, and hours later, it was still kind of not there. It was really upsetting because I don't have any more cacao to work with at the moment. And this was the last big batch before we officially launched the brand. But here's the thing. There's no mistakes in divine design, right? The beautiful thing about untempered or improperly tempered chocolate is that it still tastes amazing. If you're drinking cacao with it, it's still perfection. But the bonus that you get is the unbelievable swirls. Look at that. It is so beautiful, and there are messages in the cacao, and this is simply because of cacao butter separating from cacao solids. So it doesn't impact the quality, but you get this unbelievable art and messages, and everybody sees something different in these. I'm going to choose to go with that they were meant to be messages that are meant to be delivered to people, and that's why the tempering didn't go as smoothly as usual. All these little bits I'm collecting in a bowl, and I'll be putting them in my morning coffee. Every single morning I make my ceremonial mocha. I usually use this very beautiful ceremonial coffee from Colombia that is grown by this indigenous community with a lot of reverence for the land and communication with the plant. I mean, look at this, so pretty. And then I add a little bit of Guanaje cacao into it. Sometimes Lion's Mane powder and milk creamer. I've been really liking that. Look at that. And I blend it all together, and I get the most unbelievable mocha. So all these little bits, they'll be going in my mocha. Okay, now I see why this needed to happen. This is so stunning. I cannot even believe it. Look at this. Whoa. This is the most beautiful chocolate I've ever seen in my life. I've been in this big mode of letting go of control and really choosing to trust. I'm learning some new things in life and in business right now that have been stretching me and my nervous system really thin. And then I realized it's not those things that are stretching my nervous system really thin. You know what it is? It's me, and my obsession over getting it right, over not making mistakes along the way, of pretending like I know what the best outcome is, making sure there's no losses along the way. But as soon as I realized that my only priority is to take care of my nervous system, to live my life, not get glued to the screen, to remember to be in the process of creation, everything becomes more enjoyable and everything flows. So I kicked myself out of the house today after realizing I was on the verge of going into one of those stressful, self-pressured places. And as I got into a car, I got this message. This comment on YouTube that blew my socks off. It was this woman commenting on my video about cacao ceremony that I posted in like 2019. And she said, wow, look at this. She said that she used to listen to my podcast a lot when she was just in the beginning of her spiritual journey and how much it means to her. And that now she lives in Tulum and she goes to cacao ceremony every week. And she went to look for some information on cacao ceremony, and she came across me without even realizing it was the same person that she used to listen to. She didn't even mention anything about Guanaje, the chocolate brand, ceremonial chocolate brand I'm starting. Wow. So I think she probably didn't even see it, but the synchronicity of it felt unbelievable because I just made the wannahay.com website live. I have yet to design it. I can't believe I got that domain. I feel so lucky. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was an investment, but still being able to get it felt amazing. Anyway, to me, it was such a confirmation that when I don't obsess and over focus on one thing, and I keep co-creating with life and I stop resisting what's coming up along the way, there's just always, always, always confirmations. But it takes me remembering that I have that power to create, and I choose what I focus on, what I give my energy to, and everything is happening according to the divine plan because I said so. Thank you, Bashar. Let's continue with these big hearts here. Wow, beautiful. I could not have planned these swirls. They're so beautiful and they're so unique. This is the power of surrender. Surrendering to the process, surrendering to creation, surrendering to being with what is creates beauty that's bigger than anything. God is a way better artist than they could have ever be.